All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Junkies. Oh, do you have some acetate?
Oh, acetate. What do you need that for?
Oh, we got a whole bunch of Ultimate Fallouts to look at.
Oh, you want to 10x our value on our books?
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right, everyone. Ken here, back with Pop Culture Junkies. Chris is back, not dead like I told you. And we got a special guest here in a box from CGC.
Sweet. I love CGC box openings.
All right, let's see the first book. What grade did we get?
Bum, ba, bum.
Oh, it was the Ultimate Fallout 4 second print.
Yeah.
9.8.
Ooh,
Damn, what a way to start. That's the one book I knew in the box.
Look at that custom label. That was extra $5 for extra ink.
And extra shipping back if you include it with your other shit.
It sure is.
Thanks a lot.
What? Another one.
Ultimate Fallout 4, 9.8 again. Second printing.
On a roll.
That might be all that's in this box. Let's see.
What? A third one?
Damn.
It's Christmas early.
Well, what are you going to do?
Can't win them all, right? It is a gamble with CGC.
What are you going to do?
You just never know.
We'd love to look at the grader's notes.
No
Unfortunately,
grader notes.
It doesn't f***ing say on the grader's notes. You just get the grades you get.
It's crazy that these books were all from the same batch, but the grades are just wildly different.
We probably should have paid more for a 9.9.
I hear you can do that now.
Yeah.
10 even.
10.0.
10.0. What's this, a 9.6?
Another Ultimate Fallout 4 second print.
Was this the last one?
A last one, the last of the 6.
Another 9.8 second print.
But in all seriousness, clearly we knew what was in the box. The interesting part about these books is these books aren't mine or Chris's.
Nope, they are my brother-in-law's, David's.
Yeah, you want to tell him the story of what happened with these books?
Yeah, so these.
How many comics does David own?
David owns these six comic books. These are the only comics that he owns.
Right.
And he hasn't seen them for about a year now.
Mm-hmm.
We bought these during COVID, obviously. We bought them raw, actually from Mile High Comics. We paid $140 a book.
Really?
Yeah, $140 a book.
At Mile High?
Yeah. On their
like on sale?
No, just from their eBay from their eBay post.
No shit.
Yeah. Paid $25 a book plus $5 extra for this fancy label, right? So 30 plus the 40, 170 a book, all in for 170 plus shipping.
For each one.
For each copy.
Did you buy them all at once?
Yep.
Like you just went in and bought their inventory?
Yep. Bought whatever they had, one whole batch.
Why did David want to buy them?
So I was having a conversation with him about investing. I was like, let's make your money work for you. I was like, I know about the comic book game.
Yeah.
Like, I know about investing in comics, right? How to get some good returns. Low risk books, right? But potential high returns.
Yeah.
So I talked to him about that. He threw down like $1,000 or whatever, and we made it happen.
And this is what he got for it.
And so at the time of the hype of COVID, right, and when the market was going crazy.
You remember, this was like over about a year ago, guys. This was in there so long it fell off the account. It showed back up. So for those of you who don't know, CGC won't show you orders more than like 8 months old.
Right.
And so at some point they fall off your account. You can't even see them anymore. But they showed up again, and I realized I forgot he even had them in the system.
Yeah, because so we bought them, and David knew this was an investment thing, so he wanted the best possible outcome for grade because grade determines the value of the book, obviously. So he sent it to CCS to get them pressed and cleaned or whatever service they use.
Let's talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. That's why it took so long. Their turnaround's like a year plus for one book.
Easy.
And now they're even like longer. So long story short, that's why these books took a year to get back from when we actually sent them in.
At the height, like if you'd gotten them back in like 60 days.
Yeah. So if
what would the value be on a 9.8?
If we actually sent them in, didn't get them pressed or whatever, and fast tracked it and got it back real fast,
Yeah.
at the height of the market, a 9.8 was going for over $1,000 at a 9.8. A 9.
So in for 170.
Yeah,
out for 1,000 was
right.
the initial gamble.
Right, was the initial gamble, right?
Yeah.
But even getting a 9.6, they were going for like 700. A 9.4, they were going for like 5. So the risk was low because they're modern books. It's really hard. I mean, I say that, right? But it's really hard to get lower than like a 9.2.
It's easy to assess a modern book,
right,
if it's not going to make it above 9.0.
Right. And so then at that point, it's like, I can already guarantee if you get these graded and they're higher than a 9.0, like at a 9.0, you'll probably break even.
Right.
Right. Anything above that is just cheddar.
Which is worst case scenario. Like your 9.0's got to have spine ticks. It's got to have a potential crunch corner. It's got to have the crease in the back. Like there's, you know the telltale signs for something that's going to hit a 9.0. Like that's, people like to say I'm not a professional grader. I'm actually going to do a video about that on the future. But everyone's a professional grader, guys, and you just have to know what to look for.
Yep.
And so like a 9.0 or above is, you can look at a book and just be like, yeah, that's very fine. Yeah. That isn't near mint.
This is sus why it's a 9.2, because you have to have a ton of things wrong with it.
What's a 9.2 sell for?
Right now in this current day market?
Yeah.
Probably $200 or less.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he'll break even on the shittiest book that he has.
I don't actually own that book. I might buy it for $200.
He's actually gonna give it to his cousin.
No.
You want to pay for a 9.6?
I did all the work.
So yeah, so that was the height of the market, $1,000 for a 9.8. Right now, because of everything that's going on with inflation and
yeah, it's not the market.
Yeah,
yesterday's price is not today's price, kids.
Right. So if we got it back, it would have been 1,000. Right now, last time I checked, a 9.8 is around $600, $650.
Triple your money.
Coming back from 150.
Right? Straight up a triple your money.
Right. So that was the conversation I talked to him about. Hey, go buy these books. They're super hot. I don't see them going down. Like, everybody knows this character. Everybody believes in this character. Yeah. There's so much content around this character. You don't have to go buy the first print because those are astronomical, and there still are today.
I mean, there's one for $800 I want to
buy. First prints, right? Still like $3,000. Like first prints are not affected by inflation or recession for some weird ass reason.
It's the first print.
Right? But I was talking to him, I was like, you don't have to go hard on your first investment,
right? He's just trying to get in a little bit,
get in the game, get some skin in the game, right?
Yeah.
And if the first prints rise in price, it pulls the second print up with
He's not even gonna buy comics. Like, he's a huge sneakerhead. He's just gonna go buy some sneakers on Flight. This is not his future.
Right. This is just play money to see what he can get out of an investment. Right.
That's a good segue into the reason that he potentially lost that money. At the time, we didn't know what we know now about some of the services offered by CGC. First of all, I want to get out of the way. Everyone thinks I slam CBCS all the time. If these were CBCS books, they'd be worth even less. And that's the only reason I would tell him not to do it.
Right.
It's not to slam them. So I'm just getting that out of the way of why we're not going to talk about them. But the other thing is that at the time, it was sent in for pressing. Right. To CCS through CGC, which may or may not have worked. Right. You see the 9.8s that came back, 4 9.8s, a 9.6, and a 9.2 is pretty fucking good overall, right. Man. Right. I mean, you got to be Clayton Crane or Black Flag to get better books than that. It took so long. It took almost a year for them to hit the grading at CGC. Yeah. Once they hit grading, it was like a month, and they were back in our hands. Yes. But the pressing itself just took forever, and to be honest, their pressing's not that great. Like, if you read a lot of reviews on it, there's not a lot of people impressed with CCS pressing. Yeah. If you find a local presser who does pressing, you can probably get better results.
Or you do it yourself.
That's
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Something we've started to dabble in, and it's a lot easier than you think, guys. But CCS, I would definitely say I would never do it.
Yeah. Pop up the estimated turnaround times right here, right?
Right. Right. Well, they'll be right there. You'll see the estimated turnaround times for CCS, and they're probably even longer than that at this point.
Right. So why we brought these Ultimate Fallout 4 second prints kind of is what's happening in the market right now in the community, right? Around the acetate gate cover, right? Around FOMO and all that.
Yeah, and I think first of all, I'm the FOMO king. Not gonna lie about it. You show me a good Art Germ, Frank Cho, Adam Hughes, Rose Besh.
Oh, man,
I get sucked into all these artists and like all these variants.
Scott Campbell, Peach Momoko, David Nakayama.
But they're not going to hold the value that key comics are going to hold.
Right.
Like you have to know that going in. When you're going in on these FOMO variants, you're not going to get your returns. So if you're looking at a long-term investment that you're going to get out of it what you put in, you can't go for those FOMO books. Like I know those Nakayama color bleeds are not going to hold what I paid for them.
Right.
I see it all day. I see it all day on like Whatnot. Like late night I'll be on Whatnot fucking around bidding on dollar books. And I'll see a bunch of stuff.
Throwing your money away.
Right. A bunch of 1 in 25 variants that I know I paid full price for, like $30. But I had to have that Peach Momoko, something that's killing the children variant. Like I knew what I was getting into there. And I think that's the important thing. Like David's made out probably better than a whole lot of comic investors by focusing on keys, getting them at a low price, and then putting in the effort to get them graded to get the return. I'll message Chris all the time with new covers, and I will end up buying them.
And I'm like, that looks cool, but do I really want to pay that price for this book that I know? Like, don't get me wrong, I'll buy stuff because I love the cover, right? But if we're talking about investment, right, or a return, it's like that's not going to get me anywhere, right?
No, you'll almost always lose money on it. Some good examples are Something That's Killing the Children versus Department of Truth versus Nice House. And we were kind of talking about it before we started shooting this video. But all three of those books, I'm on my hold slot at my local comic shop. I get all covers for all of those books. The only one that returns any value is Something That's Killing the Children.
Right.
Like Department of Truth is your comics fan comic.
Right. Good read.
It reminds me, I used to always hear people say that about like your favorite rapper's rapper. And they would say that about certain people. But Department of Truth is that book. Like every comic fan recommends that to other comic fans, but it doesn't have the value that Something That's Killing the Children does. And Nice House doesn't have the value that either of those other series have at all. Like you can get that for cover price all day right now.
Right.
Yeah, so David made out pretty well. I mean, 498 is more than going to pay for itself.
Right.
If you like this content, remember to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Remember we have a giveaway as soon as we get our X-Men #1, Jim Lee, D cover, gatefold, signed, back from CGC. All you have to do is be a follower and a subscriber. You do need to make your subscription public so that we can see your name when we go to do the drawing. So remember, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we have a low amount of followers right now. You higher chance of somebody to win it, right?
That's right. Now's the time to get in.